Hey there, YouTubers. Speedsterjohnny here. It's been a long time since I made a video, and I have been busy as we moved out of Tennessee and into Georgia, getting settled in our new digs. It's been quite a process. One of the unfortunate byproducts of this move was that both of my action cameras went missing. So here I am, trying out a Victure 700, and I don't know very much about the camera other than the fact it seems to be pointed a little bit low right now, and I had to detach the audio because the wind noise was horrendous. And I'm hoping that when I get another camera, a new Cam Park, which is the same brand as my main camera was before the awful loss of it, and I'll use the Victure as a rear-facing camera to do what the Moment 3 used to do. Hopefully that'll work out okay. Now the speed limit here in the community is 19 miles an hour, and I'm probably one of the very few people that actually go that slow. And I'm also one of the few people that actually stops, and I mean stops, not a California rolling stop, at stop signs. I guess I'm kind of anal about things like that. Who knows? The new Cam Park model number is ACT74A. I've not found any reviews on this particular model on YouTube. But there is an ACT74, which I take to be an older version, and the reviews were not all that great. Well, we'll see. Supposedly, if you don't like your Cam Park, you can send it back for up to 30 days after you receive it. And that's exactly what will happen if I don't like it. But seeing that I had such good luck with the Cam Park V30, hopefully this camera will be just as good. It looked to me like the V30 wasn't available anymore. Well, you don't see it maybe out on Amazon anymore, but if you go directly to Cam Park, apparently they still have it. So that's another plan. I guess I'm too cheap to go out and buy myself an expensive camera, since I have a habit of losing them or breaking them or whatever can happen to a camera that you don't want to. And at the price point, most of these Chinese knockoffs are they're not too painful to lose or break or whatever. But I was really disappointed to lose the V30. It was a really good camera, and I got good video without a lot of wind noise when I was riding. And I tried everything I could think of to get the Victure 700 to do the same. But the funny thing was that even though after the first ride I turned the volume down to 6, which is like a point below the factory setting, and I put a dead cat over the microphone, and still it was just as bad. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe the internal microphone wasn't blocked off. My theory had been that when you plug in the external mic, you take the internal mic out of the circuit, but that may not be the case with this camera. I'll have to play around a little bit with it and see if that's the way it works. Anyway, so what do I think of Georgia so far? Oh, in a word, I really miss Tennessee for a lot of reasons. Certainly in the way that the roads that are nice and available to go riding so close to where we lived. You know, think about it. We've got the tail of the dragon not too far from me. You have the Cherahalla Skyway, beautiful ride. If you do the whole Dragon Loop, about 125 miles, you get to do both the Dragon and the Cherahalla and wind up in Tellico Plains, which is a place that has a really great sandwich and donut shop. Well, pastry shop, I guess is more correct. And a lot of bikers stop there, especially during the heart of the riding season. People come from all over to ride the Dragon, ride the Cherahalla, and stop off for lunch at this little bakery. Great place. many a happy moment was spent there. So right now I'm crossing off of the east-west connector onto the Barrett Parkway, which is kind of a so-so 45-mile-an-hour road that almost nobody goes 45 on, except me maybe. And the fear is that somebody will run right up your tailpipe if you actually obey the speed limit, so I'll probably have to pick it up here a little bit. This particular run went on to US 41, and that's a nice quiet ride when you get out of the suburban areas. Real nice country road. Well, anyway, that's my story right now. But here in the community that I live in, I apparently am the only motorhead. There's one guy that I have not met yet that has an old Hudson, a really sharp one. I think it's probably from the early to mid 50s. Nice looking car. And but other than that, people don't seem to care much about bikes or cars or anything other than for basic transportation. Well, that's a good thing, but for a guy like me, not so good. The village actually has a chaplain, and seeing that this is a community for older folks, a lot of them way older than we are, he happens to ride a motorcycle, so he was one of the first persons that we met when we were originally test riding the place as a potential place to live. And lo and behold, at the time, he had a Harley Sportster, which I've seen. He had a BMW, which I don't think I've seen yet. And for a while, he had a Ducati. But he told me that the Ducati spent so much time in the shop that he said it was all in the shop and not too many opportunities to ride it. So he finally gave up and sold it. I'd heard that about Ducatis in the past, that they're kind of fragile. They're beautiful bikes, they have a great sound, they're fast, and well, maybe that's not enough if they're not reliable. But anyway, life goes on. I'm waiting anxiously for that new camera to arrive and for an opportunity to test it out and see how it is. A little later today, I'm going to an Oktoberfest that they hold right here in the community. Be interesting to see how many people show up and what kind of food they have. Gonna wear my famous Swedish hat with the UFTA expression sticker on the side. See if I get any comments about that. Hey, what are you doing wearing a Swedish flag hat? This is a German celebration. Who cares? It's fun for me. Chaplain Chris did say to me that he's going to try to put together some rides for me to see if I can find some roads that are as fun as the rides in East Tennessee were. I have my doubts, but we'll see. Maybe there are. I know that there's at least 2 Spyder clubs in the area. Another thing I had to give up was the Teleco Riders, which I'm really going to miss, which was all kinds of motorcycles, bikes and trikes. But anyway, life goes on. When I looked up to see about Spyder clubs in the area, I found 2. One which was uncertain exactly where they were based, but it was not real close to me, and it was a very small club, and they sound like they had kind of sticky rules about if you don't show up for a certain number of rides, they'll drop your membership. Well, excuse me. And then there's a much larger club on the north side of Atlanta. It looked like they must have had at least 30 or 40 members. And they take some great rides. One of the ones that I saw that was intriguing was they went to the Cherahalla Skyway. Yo-ho! Back to the home stomping grounds. Maybe I'll have to look into them after time goes on a little bit. They might be the right club to hook up with. Anyway, lots of fun to be had. I'm going to do my best to find out what's to do and have fun talking with y'all. I'm going to sign off for now, so Speedster Johnny is out.